What's up, everybody? We're here for another edition of the Triple Threat Vets podcast. I'm Ty Cobb. I want to introduce everybody tonight. So I don't know if we've done this yet, but I just want to make sure that I give everybody their due. I want to bring on Matt Johnson right now. He is the moderator of this show. He's the one that keeps us all in line. I'm very thankful for you doing this with me. I wanted to make sure that I thanked you for this. So without further ado, hey, let's get it going there, Matt. Bring everybody on for me, please.
Yeah, thanks, Ty. I appreciate that. Well, welcome everybody to another episode of the Triple Threat Vets podcast. Coming to you live again like we do every week to just talk about what's on our mind and things we like to do. So following in the footsteps of Ty, just want to introduce to everybody Albert Hero. He's recently joined the podcast. He's part of the crew. He's here in live and in person. And just wanted to say welcome to you, Al, and looking forward to another great show.
Thanks, Matt. Don't want to thank you. I was going to say screw you, but it's all good. We'll talk about that shit later. Fuck Matt Johnson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what you do. So without further ado, what I would really like to do today is kind of, just slide into the guest that we're going to have today. So for the first couple of weeks of the podcast, as everybody that's watched, or if you're new joining in, Ty, you were in the first week. We learned a lot about you and the things that you've done in your military career, things that you're doing now. I had I was fortunate to do the same last week. But what we're going to do today is we get to talk to another member of our podcast, so everybody out there can get to know who he is and learn more about him. And he also is a veteran. He served 21 years in the Navy. I was fortunate to serve with him for many years here in Houston, Texas. We retired about the same time. And really great guy, family man. He's got many, many talents. He's done a lot of things. He has helped a lot of people. And I'm just looking forward to hearing more about his story today. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce everybody out there listening today to the one and only DJ Royalty, Scott Blake, Scott, whatever you want to call him. That's what he is, and that's where he goes. So, Scott, it's all you, man. All you.
Hey, what's up, fellas? You know what I'm saying? Again, we're back. We're back again. What is this? What's this? Number 3?
We're doing number 3.
We're live in effect. We're doing it. I'm one of those guys, man. I don't like to talk about myself. So, I don't know how this is going to roll. So y'all going to have to help me through this. But I did want to, give some thanks, man, because with you guys, man, teaming up and us putting this together, I'm sure, man, as this thing goes on, it's just going to get bigger and better. So, Ty, I want to thank you. Al, thank you. Matt, thank you. Hey, I see my sister in there. I see Don Massey's in the house. Everybody who supports me throughout this time, man. I'm just truly thankful. When I look at my life, man, I have to wrap it up and say I'm blessed, man, because I tell you, anybody who know me that may have known me through my stories that I've shared with them while I served, or my stories that I've had in my life journey, man, know that it's a miracle through only God that I'm here. So I have a lot to be thankful for. And I'm truly thankful. And having this platform, or having the ability to get on here, man, and be amongst friends and family, and just to be able to talk, have the freedom to have this type of arena, man, is nobody but God that got me here. So I want to give him thanks first, man, because through him, all things are possible. So, and through you guys, this podcast is possible. So what's good? I see Lady Honeycombs in the house. I see my sisters in the house. You know what I mean? Both of them. Like I say, I just am one of them people, man. I'm humbled and I'm thankful, man. I just really, the biggest thing I can say is how thankful I am for life. I have a newfound appreciation for life. The military has birthed in me morals and standards and framed me to be a decent man in society, and that's all I think I've ever wanted to be. Growing up, I've seen a lot of things rough. I learned a lot of things the hard way, but I got through. So I'm here today, and like I said, I only can say that I'm thankful, man. So I'm here for anything that anybody has to say. What's going on, Ashley? anything anybody has to say, any comments? I'm doing a lot of things, man. I stay pretty busy, DJing. Matter of fact, I have a DJ gig that I got to do Saturday where I got to go to College Station and DJ a 30-year class reunion, you know. So things like that are cool. I've DJed a lot inside of the in the Navy. I'm doing a little real estate, you know, doing a little podcast. I do a little gaming, and I work for Bal Graffiti along with my man Matt, my man Al. So, hey man, things are good. Yeah, put those guns away, man. You're not out to lie.
So Scott,
Yes, sir.
obviously I've seen the comments here already today. There is a lot of people that you know on here that are just, you know, interested and eager to hear you, you know, tell some of your story, right?
Yeah.
Like all of us on here, and you said it when you started, brother, like it's hard sometimes to talk about yourself and kind of, you know, put some things out there that, you know, people don't know about you or you want them to learn. So what I would say is, what I would like to hear is, let's start from, not from the very beginning, but what is it that, you know, walk us through just early on, like what made you make the decision to join the Navy? What made you want to get into that realm? And what was the thing that springboarded you into wanting to serve your country in the military?
Well, you know what, Matt? You know, it's funny that you say that because
All the girls in the Navy gets all the girls. That's why we joined. You know what I mean? That's what I mean, some dudes, we like some dudes. I like dudes too, but you know, it's whatever, right, Scott?
You know, to be honest, man, to truly be honest, the Navy found me. You know, I didn't really go looking for it. It found me. I joined the Navy at 24, so I kind of got a late start. But by 24, man, I've been shot at. I've been stabbed. I've been, you know, there's things that have happened in my life to where I was like, man, I don't know what it is that I'm going to do. So I was at that cross in the road, man, where it's like either I'm going to go this way or I'm going to go that way. So I felt like death was following me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, leading up to my going to the recruiting station, man, probably like the week before, man, I remember getting out of the car, going to the club, and I just got shot at, and I could hear the bullets flying past my head, and I was like, man, this is crazy. But at that point, I was like, man, I've already made it to 18, and when I was young, I didn't think I was going to live to be 18 years old. I thought I was going to get killed before that time frame. So it was like anything past that 18 was a credit for me. But I took one of my cousins to go get her military ID. She had joined the military before I did. And we were in the car and I was taking her. She had to go get her military ID updated. So we were in the car and I was just talking to her. And I was like, man, you weren't afraid of being on that boat, man, in the water? She like, first off, it's a ship. It's not a boat. You know what I mean? Let's get that straight. And she like, you know,
what do those look like?
Right. Huh? Yeah. What do those? Like? Yeah. She's like, they don't.
My dad said boats go under the water, ships go on top. I don't know, but I'm assuming he's right.
Yeah, so you know, I was like, you know, aren't you afraid of drowning? And you know, the things she like, you know, we don't build those things to sink. You know what I mean? So she just fed into my mind some of the things that I may have been scared to ask a recruiter, right? And I got it real life from my cousin. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Lindsay. She was one of the ones who first got me there. And from that point, I start kind of visualizing myself like, could I do that? You know, and I realized I had been in trouble, but not in enough trouble to where, you know what I'm saying, I thought it would stop me from being able to go in. So I gave
you only get in trouble if you get caught, Scott.
Yes, that's true. That's the truth. So long story short, man, I went to the Navy on a whim. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell anybody. I went into the recruiting station. I said, hey, man, I got to get out of here, man. Like, how can I get out of here? And so he sat me down and talked to me, and he's like, man, how soon you trying to leave? I was like, man, get me out of here as soon as you can. So this was October. I went in on October the 10th. On October the 18th, I was in boot camp. It was pretty much for me. They only were waiting to see if my background stuff was going to come back, and I was in there. I was done. So I had just a little bit of time. I told my family, everybody in my family, my sister would tell you, they thought I was crazy, man, when I told them I was going to the Navy. And I went. And I went there. My plan was I was going to be in the Navy for 2 weeks. I was going to be in the Navy for 2 weeks and get kicked out and come back home. That was my goal. 2 weeks time that I was going to give them all the hell they wanted, and they was going to kick me out and send me back home. But at least I would have came back home and said, hey, man, guess what I did? When I went to the Navy, man, they thought they was going to have me doing push-ups and shit like that, man. I ain't doing none of that. And I come back home. Wrong. Yeah, I met a senior chief while I was in boot camp, man, and I can't remember his name, and I feel bad that I can't because he really changed my life. But he told me one day, I was giving them hell in boot camp, and I was telling them I wasn't going to do anything. I used this term. I told him, I said, listen, everybody in boot camp is at ant turd status with me. And they were like, ant turd status? What does that mean? I like, if you could imagine an ant, a little ant, crawling across the floor, and he stops and he takes a shit. That's how much room y'all got to fuck with. I said, I don't want to say the bad word. That's how much room y'all got to mess with me while I'm here.
When did fuck become a bad word? I'm confused.
That's a bad word. That's a bad word, man.
I say that shit in church, Scott. You good?
So yeah, I went that route, man. And old senior chief came in and he told me, he said, you know what? He kicked in the door. He said, where's this Blake guy at? So everybody's looking like, oh. I said, yeah. He said, oh,
everybody didn't look. Everybody went like,
yeah, go quiet. Yeah, like that's him over there. So he's like, listen, there's 3 things that's going to happen today, right? He said, and one of them is happening right now. He's like, I'm going to embarrass you first of all. Then I'm going to kick your ass. And then I'm going to kick you out. And you're going to get all 3 of those today. I'm like, oh, man. So he said, go in the office. So I go back in the office, man, and he kicks back and puts his feet up on the desk, and he talks to me. He's like, hey, man, what are you here for? And, you know, if I was to send you home right now, what you think would happen to you? And I told him, I don't know. He said, I'm going to tell you what happened to you. If I was to send you back home right now with that attitude that you got right now, you'd be dead in a week, and you know it. And I broke down in there. And I like, yeah. He says, listen, man, I'm from East St. Louis, bro. I've been through with the roughest of the rough, the toughest of the tough. I already know. I see people like you a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? But he said, I see him one day, and the next time I see him, they're putting him in the dirt. You know what I mean? So he was like, listen, man, you have every opportunity here to do something better and to be a better man for yourself. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to go out there. I'm going to give you a job, and you're going to do it. And I'm going to check on you, right? So, you know, he gave me some game. Trying to wrap it up, he gave me some game, and then he sent me out there with a task to do. And my job was to master the army in boot camp. And my job was, if somebody needed to go to the bathroom or if they needed to do something, they had to ask me first. So he empowered me, right? Why did he do that?
He made you a snitch. He made you a snitch, bro. Hey, all those muscles. He was like, you know what? We're going to put this big ass dude in charge of this shit.
I was working for him. And they was like, hey, people like, Blake, can I go to the bathroom? And I was in the 900 division. So we had females in that too. And they hated to come to me. They're like, Blake, can I go to the bathroom? I'm like, nah.
number one or number two? Number one or number two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he gave me some power, man. And so I utilized that. And I remember, man, it was the first time that it really hit me where I was. We had just got our uniform. And I was in the bathroom, man, and I had buttoned up my little dungaree shirt. And it said U.S. Navy on one side and Blake on the other side. And it hit me, man. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, I'm here. Like, this shit says U.S. Navy and Blake. Like, I'm officially in the game. You know what I mean? And from that point, I changed. And I went from being the guy telling them that they were at ant turd status with me to getting the Lone Sailor Award in boot camp, which ultimately led me to going to the ceremonial guard in Washington, D.C. So I was in the presidential ceremonial guard. Now, here I am, this young, you know what I'm saying, wannabe gang member from Denver, Colorado, joined the military, and now here I am. Lady Huddy coming here. That's my cousin. I put her in the Navy. That's my little cousin. Shouts out to her. I love her. And, you know, from there, it propelled me into who I am. But I think that to wrap it up is that I think for young men, especially in from where I'm from, and I will say it because I don't like to put the race card on things, but for young Black males, I think there's a lot of discipline that needs to happen that we don't necessarily get, right? Sometimes you need that hard punch in the nose to slow you down, and things have to hit you a certain way to where it gets you to where you can understand that there's more to you than what the streets have to offer. And the military provided me that opportunity, and I'm forever thankful for that. And the leaders that I've had along the way that have helped me, man, helped me through. Like, you know, you see Don Massey on here today.
The legend, bro.
The man, the myth, the legend. There he is right there, the big Don. You know what I mean?
I thought Big Don was going to punch me in the face a couple times. I was a little scared. I was a little worried.
Yeah.
Hey, I got pulled alongside quite a few times.
Oh, yeah, pull alongside. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But, even and even to back up a little bit more, my cousin, my younger cousin, Arthur Davis, I call him Grunt. He joined the Army and the Marines. And I remember, man, I was still out. I had no desire to join the military, but he went to the Marines and he came back. And the first day he come back off of leave, I told him, hey man, let's go outside. He like, what? I'm like, yeah, man, I want to see what they taught you in there, man. You know what I'm saying? From what I was seeing in them books, man, I think they were teaching you got to whoop some ass. I need to see what's going on. So we went outside. My grandpa was watching, man, and me and him out there roughing it up. I wanted to see what it was. That's why I joined the Navy, because I realized that the Marines don't teach you how to kick no ass, man. You know what I mean? The sailors are real ass kickers, but
yeah.
You know
they eat crayons, and you know what I mean. They can't. My son was a Marine. He can't color. He still can't color in the lines, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I went to the ceremonial guard, man. I did 2 years there in the ceremonial guard. I became a ship serviceman in the John C. Stennis on the aircraft carrier. That's where I met my good friend Kerry Levy. I know you guys know Big Levy, man. That was my little brother, man.
I just talked to him. I just talked to that brother tonight. Just so you know.
Hey, I've known Levy since he was a 17-year-old tall kid, man. Little skinny guy, no muscles, man. And he just stayed on the ship. But
he's
that's
sexy
my brother
now, bro.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
hot.
yeah.
He's hot, bro. Sexy, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got his poster on my wall. You can't see it, but he's up on my wall.
Yeah. So, so I came recruiting, man. And, you see Lady Honeycomb in here. I put her in the Navy. She did well in the Navy, and I enjoy working with people. I love people. I love to love. I think I wear my heart on my sleeve. I think look, there go my man Kerry right there, big dog.
Hey,
that's
look
my
how
little brother, man.
Look at it, boy. Hey, he's sexy. Look at it. Oh.
He had to put his wife on that picture with him, man. I said this thing would have been flaming up, man. Just like that.
Hey, call me Kerry. Hey.
Yeah, but hey, but again, having this opportunity, man, to do this is something I always wanted to do, man. And I have to always say that I have been humbled, man. I am truly thankful. I believe that everybody that God put in my life, he put them there for a reason. And I am where I am today because of that. I love my kids, man. I got 7 beautiful kids.
Damn, Brady Bunch, God.
Yeah, hey, man. Yeah. You know what?
Hey, you could fix that, right? We'll talk offline about some techniques, so you ain't got to have so many. You know what I'm saying?
I'm fixed now, man. I'm fixed now.
He's retired now.
Yeah, I'm retired.
Damn,
I just practice. I'm just practicing now. I'm like Allen Iverson, man. Practice? We fucking practice, man. I just practice it. You know what I mean? That's it. I just practice it. But that in a nutshell, man, is how I came about, man. I learned things the hard way a lot. But I've always had people around me that helped me, through the way. Like my sisters, man. I think they love their brother a lot because I got on both sides, man. You know what I'm saying? They're willing to fight you for their brother. And I think it's the same way, but for them, it's a little bit different. I remember my sister, man, my older sister, one time I had got into a fight because a boy bit my younger sister. So I fought him, and then I wasn't paying attention, and his bigger brother came and jumped on me. And I looked around the corner, and my sister came and jumped on him. So it's like, hey, that's just how we roll. That's just the way we roll, man. But I just look at life, man. Life is amazing, man. And there was a time that I thought about not living, taking my own life. So I've been in the mindset of suicidal thoughts sometime because of how things were going. So I know what that's like, and I know that there's people out there who struggle with those things. And those are some of the things I want to talk about here. Is who do we go to when we're feeling this way? And I will be honest and say that it was a lot of times it was my brothers in the military that helped me through those things, man. You never know what it is that somebody needs and how it is that they need them. But one thing I can say about being in the military and the reason why I love this thing so much as far as veterans is because we have a way of taking care of each other. You know what I mean? Even though we're not raised up in the same homes, I think we're raised up on the same morals. And with that being the case, I think we just have a natural knack to take care of each other. And I love that about veterans. I love that about good people. And I just want to be looked at as one of those people who, if you need me, I'm there. I'm going to try to be there. I mind my business. I try not to get in anybody's business unless I'm actually getting their business. I try to give good advice whenever I can give it. And I love hard. So I think that sometimes that might be my downfall. Somebody told me once that my strengths and my weaknesses are one and the same, right? Look, there go my sister right there. Shouts out to Crystal Banks Thomas. Love her, man. And she, man, I'm when I see her picture, man, I she almost didn't make it a year and a half ago. And, I thought we were going to lose her, but she fought, man. She fought. Boy, I tell you, she fought, and she's still here, and she's still moving, and I love her, man. So thank you, Red, for coming out and supporting your bro like always, man. I love you guys, man. And like I say, I say I don't like to talk about myself. I ramble a lot because I'm filled with so much thankfulness, man, and so much appreciation for people I've been around that I'm just overwhelmed with. I could talk for hours about it, but I'm not going to do that. So if there's anything anybody has to ask me, I'm gonna leave it there. I think I gave you some of who I am, and I'm gonna let it roll from there, man.
Scott, boxers or briefs? Boxers or briefs or thongs? I know you probably. I've seen you, bro. You look good. You probably rocking them. Give me some thong action, bro. You got some thongs on. What you got on? You know
I'm a boxer brief type of guy.
Right? Both together? You double up? That's what I do.
The boxer brief.
That's what I did when I was in high school with some of these nationals. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I doubled up there, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, man. If you do jumping jacks with boxers on, man, that's not. I don't know. It might be a little different.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. Hey, I heard us light skinned guys, we don't like gray sweatpants for a reason. But I heard, hey, you like gray sweatpants. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I knew it. I already knew. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Just checking with you.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here for it.
And so what ships were you on, Scott?
I was on the USS John C. Stennis, CVN 74, out of San Diego, California. You already know. We had the best S3 division ever in the Navy, ever incorporated. Shouts out to Big Smitty, Alan Johnson, Kerry Levy in the place. Man, my man Ruox, you know what I'm saying? We Dotson, we had it in there, man. We was the S3 division. We was the big SMIG dogs, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know what SMIGing is,
what does that S3 division mean, though, Scott? For us Army folks that don't know the Navy.
Oh, for us, for us, CB,
and not,
I don't know what shit he's talking about either.
Too. I don't even know what that means.
Fuck S3. That sounds like a jail cell, cell block somewhere, bro.
I see my man Cliff Harmon in the comments, man. What's up, bro? I see you, big dog. But for those that don't know, we ran the supply department. So we ran the barbershop, we ran the vending department, the cash collection, the ship store. Anything that you needed, we got it. We never stood in any lines. So they were the guys
controlling the dice games.
That's right. We never stood in any lines. We don't know what lines are. You know what I
mean? I do. So Josh, I do. I wear them back. They're on backwards right now because I assumed you were coming over, but apparently we some shit got mixed up. I talked to Kerry today. Hey, Scott, I talked to Kerry today. He said he was an E1 when he met you, bro. And now he's a big 2-star Master Chief. Hey, he don't. Hey, did he forget where he came from, or he remembers them days?
No, sir.
I know. Just checking. Now he's big shit. I just want to check on him.
Yes, sir. Hey, look, Christopher knows what it is, man. Them SHs, man. We ran that thing.
So Chris called it a boat. My pop said boats or recreational vehicles found on rivers, lakes, ponds, or creeks. So maybe he might have been a Marine. He don't know.
I see it. Wow. We gave the business, man. You know what I'm saying? It was hide your girl on there. You had to know that. So yeah. What do you say?
Oh, you had a boat boo? Y'all had a boat? You had a boat? Is that called boat boos? Is that what y'all call them? Boat boos? You're like, I don't want to be divorced. I'm not going to answer this question.
Yeah.
I've been divorced twice, bro, and married to the same woman. So you could speak your mind,
So you got divorced.
That takes talent.
Oh
yeah. I was married for 10 years. Then we got divorced. We had a break in service. We're military.
Right.
We had a little small break in service. Right.
Okay.
And then we got remarried like a month later. Now we've been married like 22 years. But we had a little small break. I mean, it happens to the best of us. She went into the reserves. Right. I decided to continue with my career, and shit happens.
Yeah. Hey.
She knew what she was missing, bro. Come on, man. Look at this. I mean,
she's probably in the other room shaking her head right now.
Right.
She's
right
like,
now.
oh my gosh.
Yes.
She better be in there.
So,
She better be in there cooking or doing something productive in this motherfucker. I'm just kidding.
and one more thing, man. I since we're on that subject, there's no way that I can go on here and have any kind of conversation about who I am or where I've been or what I've done without giving my number one a shout out, man. Shouts out to Renee Blake. That's my best friend. That's my road dog. You know what I mean? That's my backbone. That's my girl.
She from the island. She from the island.
Hey, she keep me straight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, without her, it ain't what it's not what it would ever be. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Let me tell y'all a little bit something about Ashley Pill here. This
Ashley he said that, bro, but he got pretty eyes. Hey, Ashley, holla at your boy.
He was my SGL and SLC. This dude right here is a renaissance man. Like he redoes interiors of vehicles. He'll buy a car and he's got like, I don't know if it's like ADHD or OCD so bad. And he does it really well too. He'll redo the entire car, like max it out. Then he'll get bored with it in a couple weeks, get something brand new. I'll have to show some pictures of his face.
Sound like my man Greg.
I've been following him since I don't know what it was, 2011 or something. Man, that dude's awesome. So hey, thanks for watching.
Appreciate you
Big
watching.
SGO.
Yes. Hey, I see Renee's in the building. Look, see, I'm glad I shouted out because she's in the building. Look at that. Look at that.
You got lucky, bro. You was about to
she was
watching
to wait and see though.
Hey, Scott was about to be on the couch. I hope your chair's comfortable. That's what you were about to be. Hey, Renee, I don't care what Scott says. I know you're from the island. Don't let him tell you you're not.
Yeah, she already know. You know what I mean? She knew I wasn't going to let that slide without giving my sunshine, man. You know what I'm saying? Some love. And you see my sister right there with my grandmother. Rest in peace to my grandmother, Ma Combs. That's the gem, man. She told me when I joined the Navy, she said all she wanted to do before she passed was to see me with those white shoes on because she saw Officer and a Gentleman, right? So she likes that. Man, and my grandma just told me she wanted to see me. And so when I made Chief, man, the first picture I did, man, I think I might have had Don Massey take the picture. I said, hey, man, I got to send this to my grandma, man. And when I made Chief, man, my grandma, man, was right there. You know what I mean? And I stood there. I didn't know she was coming. And I stood there, man, and I looked across. And you know how you're standing there waiting. And I glanced across and I saw my grandma there. It broke me again, man. The tears right here, man. And I was trying to hold it. Because, you know, once it dropped, everybody see you. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to hold it, but hey, that's my grandmother, man. I had to let one go for her, man. So I know she's in heaven watching over me still to this day. I got her picture by my nightstand. She's with me all the time. I love her so much and miss her, man. Her and my grandfather. But when you talk about being raised and having the support, hey, you know, she gets all of that. That's the family angel right there. So I got to give her all the love too. Yeah.
So my boy
maybe Chief, maybe Pride.
Hey, so let me tell you about this Josh Morris character who's popping up on our feed. So this, I wish I had a picture. I'd put it on camera from his high school graduation. So he's actually the first person I ever put in the Navy. So I went into Navy recruiting, and so I knew him. He was a little tiny, little jit, like knee high to a grasshopper. Not shit. Still ain't shit probably. But he was the first kid I ever put in the Navy, and he made Chief this last year. He's a EOC, doing big stuff. Been with Spec War, done a lot of stuff. He's out in VA right now, but he's like, he's like my guy. Like that's like my little brother. But I remember him cutting my grass. I know I'm probably gonna get arrested, but I remember him cutting my grass and me leaving a case of a beer on the porch for him, right? In high school. But I remember that dude in high school, bro. He's in the Navy still doing his thing out there in VA. But yeah, shout out to my boy Josh Morris. You still ain't shit.
Yeah, man.
So Scott, you mentioned you made Chief, man. Talk to us a little bit about that, bro. What how was that, man? When did you make Chief, and how was that process for you?
Man, I made Chief in FY12, right? And I was guided by the big dog, my man Don Massey, Big Meat,
the legend,
Dwayne Rosser, the big dogs. You know, I was fortunate, man, because I got it. You know what I'm saying? And he'll tell you, I learned what Tell It Like a T.I. is all about. Yeah. So yeah, I went through it, man. But one of my fondest memories was this, right? I was stressing out, man, going through the season because when I went through in 12, they still did the real deal. It was the real deal, right? Where you're away, you're isolated, you're away from family, and my sons were young, right? So I had BJ, Cameron, and Donovan. Donovan was a baby at that time. Austin wasn't here yet. And so they took us away from our family. So, I was used to being with my boys every day. And while you're going through the season, everything you do is wrong. Even if it's right, it's wrong because it's wrong because it was right, right? So everything was wrong. So your whole mindset is you're second guessing. Like, am I supposed to be here? Like, I think they messed up, bro. I really think I don't know shit about the Navy. Like, I literally was like, damn, 2 + 2 is 4. But if the Master Chief ain't here, then that means it's 3. I don't think it's 4, right? So stuff that you thought you knew, it was still questionable. Did you really know it? So I was getting to the point, man, where I was shutting down, right? And I wasn't talking to anybody. I didn't call home because when I talked to my boys, it would make me want to go home, right? So we're after work, man. We're at Massey's house. You know what I'm saying? Doing some team building. We're doing some, you know what I'm saying?
Hooking up media room.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We was doing some after hour work and getting some OJT, was getting that good Navy training, right? That mentorship. I was pulled alongside, right? And man, I was going through it, man. But Don Massey knew it. He knew it, man. And he played for me some gospel music, man. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Massey, I think that was maybe your mother or grandmother, somebody who was singing the songs, right? So this is some real deal gospel, but it was food for my soul or what I needed, right? And Massey pulled me aside. He said, "Hey, man, you talked to your boys today?" I said, "Nah, Massey, if I can't talk to him, man," because he's like, "What?" He said, hey, man. This is how he said, hey,
yeah,
man,
it sounds just
call
like
them boys, man. Hey, B, call them boys, man. They need to hear you, man. Right? So I pick up the phone and I was a little ashamed, man, because my boys always know me to be the big dad, right? So I called, man, and Cameron gets on the phone and he's like, "Dad, when you coming home?" I said, "Man, it's gonna be a while, man, but I was like, you ready for me to come home?" He like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, man, I'm thinking about just coming home, man. I don't think this Chief thing is, man, I don't know. I don't want to let y'all down, but I don't think Dad got what it takes to be the Chief, right?" So I said, "So I'll come home if y'all want me to, or you want me to stay and work this thing out." So my son, man, he had to been about, damn, man, see, I think he had to been about 7 at the time. And he told me, he said, "Dad, I really would like for you to come home, but shit." He's like, "I'd be really proud if you came home to Chief." Bro, when my son told me that, like my own son, bro, I got the power. I could have picked up a boulder, man. I could have picked up a boulder and lifted it over my head and threw it at somebody. It gave me that much strength, right? When my son told me that he would be very proud if I came home a Chief, there was nothing nobody could do at that point to stop me from that. You know what I mean? But I needed that. But it was one of those things to where, how did Don know that that's what I needed? But that's just how he was in tune, man. That's forever gonna be my big brother, man. I've learned so much and got so much wisdom from him, man. But when I look back at that time frame of any of the Chief initiation, any of that stuff that I went through, is that moment right there where I was like, you know what? That's what I needed. That's when I knew what it was about, because I knew that there was people who were waiting for me to come and give them something, right? When I got home, man, I got home, man, my son took my Chief hat, put it on, and they were walking around the house singing, "Let me hear your cadence, your standard Navy cadence." You know what I'm saying? This is my boys who was marching around. Oh man, that right there, it was all over after that. You know what I mean? It wasn't about it wasn't about beating your chest to say, "Okay, here, I'm the leader now." It's just a thing of, now you understand that you have a responsibility to people, and people are looking for you for guidance. They're looking for you to help them along, So I needed what I got from that, from the Master Chiefs and the Senior Chiefs and the Chiefs and the brothers who raised me through that period, to shape me into understanding that I had to take a whole lot of getting knocked down to know how to stand up and be stronger when I got up. And I appreciate that, man. So shouts out Massey to you for that, man. I knew you was gonna come on, big dog, when I asked you, because you always show up when I need you, man. And I appreciate that. So but that was one of my biggest memories of that, you know what I mean, is that connection together.
No, hey, that I'm just glad that I got to see you got that lump a little bit. You about to, I was hoping. I was like,
yeah, you trying to get me, man. I know.
I'm gonna break this motherfucker today. I'm gonna break Scott today.
Yeah.
No, but I'm glad you brought it up, because, like I said, you know, we're out there reaching out to veterans, but really, you know, I like that you're talking about the leadership side of what we do, and
right.
you know, whether it's Army, Marine Corps, it doesn't matter. Like that strong leadership connection. I mean, you've been retired for quite a while now, but you still have connections to the legend Don Massey, Master Chief Kerry Levy, people like that. Like it still resonates. Like when did you retire, Scott? What year did you retire, bro?
I retired in 2019.
It's been some years, and to this day, you still get emotional when you talk about that season.
I get emotional about it.
I joke because my wife's like, "You only got two emotions. You're either happy or you're sad." But I remember, you know, being in the Navy and boot camp. Everybody cries. I don't give a shit who you are. When they play proud to be an American. Hey, we snotting up. We get that little Navy ball cap on, right? You get this sense of pride, and then you don't get that really again until, you know, you make Chief Petty Officer, because then it's like it's almost like going back to basic training. Like you were a first class one day, the very next day you were being trained and developed by the greatest leaders the Navy has to offer. And I don't care what anybody says about anything. In the Navy today, and people, we had a question last week about where's the direction of the military going. I'll tell you this. I know that the direction of the Navy, I can't speak for all branches, but I know that the Navy is still going to be the Navy and still be strong, because they're still Chief Petty Officers and Senior Chief Petty Officers and Master Chief, not officers. Shout out to my officer brothers, you bunch of cake eaters. That's cute, right? But the fact is, there are still strong Navy chiefs, Senior Chief, Master Chiefs that are still serving or are still connected to the Navy, that are still driving that tradition and driving it home. But it's not funny. It's actually admirable, and I appreciate the fact that still makes you feel a certain way. I remember the day I went to the Navy. I called my dad. I called Big Al Hero from MEPS. I was like, "Hey, Pop, I'm joining the Navy." But he was like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "I'm at MEPS. I need to pick a job." And he broke down. Here's what this dude told me. Here's the sad truth. I was like, they got this job called a CB. All he said was, dude, they get to wear really cool uniforms and they always got cold beer. I was like, shit, where do I sign? But I'm like you. I remember boot camp graduation. Right. I remember making Chief Petty Officer and boo-hooing, right? Because the process of turning you from
boys to men.
Legit, like, ooh, right. It is like, and it's such a process, and it's such an achievement. And I mean, you made it. You've done some great things, right? You were already awesome prior to the Navy, but then your kids knew what that meant. Right. Like your boys knew my dad's a chief, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I might as well have a headdress almost hanging on. I'm the chief. I walk around my house and I still make my wife and my kids call me Senior Chief. Like, if you don't call me Senior Chief, you better hit parade rest and get to moving. But no, it is awesome to see you talk about it. And, and there's people that are watching us that have been through that process. And every branch has their own processes. The Army has their leadership trainings and their leadership classes, and everybody has something. But you know, Ty's our odd man out, right? He's the Army guy, but I'm sure there's things in Ty's career and Ty's career that he can key in on and be like, man, those things still bring tears to your eyes years down the road, right? Scott, 10 years from now, you're still going to do it. Hopefully we're still doing this podcast, and maybe your shit looks like mine. You got a little more gray.
I dyed mine today.
I dyed mine today. Your shit.
Yes, sir.
You like Mike Lowry. You like Mike Lowry. You die your shit, bro. I know you do.
Hey, I said this. When I get 50, I'm just gonna let it go. But right now, I gotta let it be what it's gonna be. Right?
So, Ty, real quick. So I think Will had a good statement there about Navy Chiefs, right? He said we're really proud about being Navy Chiefs, but he wants to know why real Bodie Chiefs go into the Army or the Marine Corps. Well, the real reason for that, Will, is we know you guys need great leadership too. So some of us are going to take the sacrifice for the team, and we're going to go over there and make sure you guys are right. That's all that's for.
Oh man! So
not everybody can choose where they go. Some of us have to be told where we're going.
So. Joshua says, "Can you talk about your final night? How y'all felt?" I know it changed the outlook. Oh man,
go ahead, Scott. Scott's gonna cry. Scott's gonna cry.
I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try not to. Well, okay. Without giving away too much, things are blurry at this point. You done been through. You done been through it, right?
You've been up 36 hours, bro. You know where you at it. I had a man, no lie. I'm not gonna lie, Scott. I had a dude. I was in the shower getting ready to put on my uniform. I've been up for 36 hours.
Yeah.
It's 6 a.m. We're doing pinning at like 8, and I remember standing in the shower and having a dude. We butt booty naked. Like I'm talking like. Woo, and he was shaving the back of my neck to make sure I look good. Like we don't even care, bro.
You don't care about that time.
I was like, thanks, bro. He was like trimming up my neck hair.
Right.
I think he hit my back up man, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, bro. Go ahead.
So you had more hair on your neck than you had on your head.
I still do, bro. All this, I got all this taco meat, bro. All the hey,
there you
your
go.
sister. I told you last time, your sister likes it.
Well, everybody's got to have one thing they like.
Right. Let's see. That the final night, man, is when it all comes together, and you done been through all of the training part, but now you have to be accepted by those who are already there. You have to be granted acceptance, meaning that you have to humble yourself, and probably unlike you never had before, as far as just being true to who you are. At this point, it's not about what you've done or it's all that is over with. You know what I mean? Like, okay, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, what are you? What are you? Because we see what you made of over this time. Do you know what you're made of? Right? So now that you've been broken down to your very last decimal, what you stand for, who are you, right? And just understand that everybody in here knows bullshit when they see it. Don't tell us some shit that you think that you're gonna just get away with. There is no magic word, right? There's no magic word that you're gonna say that everybody's like, oh, he said the key word, let him go. Nah.
Password accepted.
Yeah, there ain't no password code put in correctly. You know what I'm saying? Look in your pocket. It's none of that. You have to really come to grips with who you are, man, and then people are able to pull that. So when you get done with that, you realize, man, how that everybody's struggle is different. I remember that last night we started. There was 5 of us all together, but only 4 of us were standing in the line at this point because one person still didn't get accepted yet. And that feeling, man, of knowing that we went through all of this, and one of our brothers might not make it. It didn't matter, man. It didn't feel right.
And you can't do anything about it.
There's nothing you can do about it.
At that point, there's no help you can give.
There's no help. You're just looking like, damn, he ain't make it. Yep. And man, it was like, hey, man, T minus 5 minutes. We walking in here. He's coming or he's not. And it's like 5 minutes, like, all right. He didn't go through. And man, right before we walked in there, man, one of my brothers come up there and I'm talking about, man, no sleep. You could tell he got a shower, but he still had mud in his ears, man, and like mud, you know what I mean? He still wasn't all the way polished like he's supposed to, but he was there. Just the fact that he was there, right? That he made it, gave us all that. Wow, you know what I mean? Now we're a unit now. All my brothers are here. We all made it through. And you know what I mean? You see him and man, that look on his face, he was roughed up. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to him. I don't know what the hell happened to him in that last 2 hours. But it looked like he had got the whole business and he was there. And we made it through all together as brothers, man. And it came up the way it was supposed to. that right there in itself was another one of those moments, man.
Yep.
To where you just understand, like, damn, this is a real deal. Like, you ain't getting no free ride. You're gonna have to pay your way. Anybody who puts those khakis on, man, you had to earn them. You know what I mean? Those anchors were heavy.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's funny you said that, because, like, you know, and real quick, shout out to my, looks like old school. Hey, old school.
Yeah, that's my cousin Art.
Hey, shout out to my Marines, bro. I served combat tours with 1st Mardiv, so I got much love for you guys, man. You guys are the most powerful fighting force on the planet, bro. I love the Marines. Shout out to them crown eaters, right? But so, hey, no, no disrespect, but y'all like crowns, man. I mean, it's all good, bro. Suck it up, right? But so for me, final night was easy. I sum it up in just a small, brief statement. I was told, and I learned that day, and I was told. I mean, it was crystal clear. From this point forward, it will never, ever, ever be about you. Ever again. It'll never be about you and what you've done and what you've done. I mean, if you go back and you're thinking, you know, whatever branch you're in, when you're a leader, all that chest candy, all those ribbons, all that shit doesn't mean anything, right? Because those are most yeah, there you go. That's exactly right. But most of that stuff that we wear on our uniforms, a lot of those are earned by somebody below you, right?
Right. Somebody
else does something hard or busted their ass for you, and you as a leader, you happen to get the credit. But the fact is, once you get to that level, or you make it to that pinnacle, and you make it to that position in life, it's never about you again.
Right.
And no matter how long you're in the Navy, for the rest of your career, everything you do is for the betterment of your people below you and the people that work with you and the Navy as a whole.
Right.
So that's it, man. It's never about you ever again, man. And that was hard pill to swallow, you know, humbling yourself and knowing, like, I did this, all this shit. It's me.
Right.
Never again, bro. Never again.
Yeah. You know, like you said, when I met Kerry Levy, Master Chief Levy, who's in here now, I was a 3rd class at the time, and he was an E1, right? And everything that I did, that I, you know, any department that I led, whether if it was vending department or laundry or storeroom keeper, right? Bookstoreroom keeper, I turned those jobs over to him, right? So when I left, when I was leaving the ship, I left a little bit earlier than him. I told Levy, I said, hey, man, I think I'm going to go recruiting, man. You know what I'm saying? They told me I can go recruit. I think I'm going to do that, man, for my sure. And Levy, so he was tall and quiet, man. He didn't really, he like, nah, man, I ain't, you go ahead with that, B. He's called me Tizzle. Nah, Tizzle, go ahead with that, right? So I said, man, you should try recruiting. He like, nah, man, right? So I go recruiting, right? So I would go recruiting, and Levy he calls me one time. He said, hey, man, I'm gonna go recruiting. I'm like, what? I'm like, how you gonna go recruiting, man? You don't like to talk to nobody, man. You like the most quietest person I know, man. When I tell you, the next time that I saw my brother Levy, man, I go to Pensacola because I go into one of the schools. This young man, my little brother, my little big brother, I call him, man. He's running the show. I'm talking about seeing him. It was like he got into an element, man, of where he was exactly where he was supposed to be, but nobody knew it. The way that he talked to people and motivated them, he always was like that. We used to be in the barbershop rapping, man, and he just had this trait about him to where people wanted to follow him, right? They just looked to him as a leader. I never saw it coming the way it did, but when he made chief before I did, right? And he had came to my house because he was traveling one time, and I saw him get up. He had his chief shirt on. Here I am with the 1st class thing in Atlanta, man. My little brother done made chief, man, before me, but he was different. I saw it in him. He was different, man. He wore it, and I was like, man, I got to get it. So when I got it, I totally understood what that change was, and now he's a master chief, man. Like that right there, that's some proud stuff right there. You know what I mean? It's not about jealousy or you beat me to the punch. It's like he got it, man. I remember my brother Levy called me, man. He had just lost his brother, and I know, you know, I had talked to him, man, and he had lost his brother, man. And I told him then, hey, man, no matter what, B, I know this might not mean to you, or it might not be what you want to hear at this point, man, but just know you always have a brother, man. You know what I mean? I'm sad and I'm sorry to hear your loss, but just know, man, that you always going to have a brother, man, if you need it. And he stuck by that, man. He was at my retirement when my man Matt was at my retirement. Levy was at my retirement. Don Massey was at my retirement, man. We're family, bro.
By the way, the retirement that we made you have because you didn't want to.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, again, right. Yeah, and I
remember, Scott, it's not about you, bro.
Yeah,
it's about everybody that's been around you.
Hey, your girl, Lady Honeycomb suggest you guys should get a seasoned vet E6 to E8 lady or a female as a military caller to talk to one in the show. So, yeah, I'm asking, are you volunteering, lady? Hey, you volunteer to come on here and talk with us?
Yeah.
Hey, we love strong women vets. We love them.
Right.
We love our sisters that serve in the military too, because they are beasts just like we are.
How's she gonna say bring them on?
Hey, you can't say no. Hey, you can't say no, bro.
Right, you can't give a suggestion.
Hey, you can't bring up some shit and be like, nah. Now we're gonna do it. We're gonna come to the house and we're gonna do it from your kitchen.
Yeah. The link is on the way, Lady Honeycomb. The link's on the way.
Link's on the way. I don't care if you're an E6. You're a female active duty or veteran. And you
got opinions, right?
We a team out here. We don't care what your rank is.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at
Mark. I tell you what, Scott. I mean, we're getting close to the time for today. I mean, we could talk to you for hours, man, on the things that you've done and the impact that you've made. And for one, I just want to say thanks for sharing your story because, me and Ty and everybody, Al's going to be next week. It's really hard to talk about things that are really important to you without giving away too much, because sometimes those are things that you want to keep close. But from me to you, man, I appreciate the everything that you gave to everybody today. I love seeing everybody that's in your family on here.
Oh yeah,
everybody
I love my family.
All pulling for you. They're rooting for you. I mean, it's a great thing to see, and that's why I'm so excited to be on this with you guys, because I know that anything that we do from here is just going to be to help people over and over again. And before we go get on to the end of things and start thanking the people that help us and talking about what's coming up next, apparently a whole bunch of people want you to drop a line for them.
My rap days.
You can't look around like that.
Yeah, my rap days are kind of to an end, but they never end, right? Because I always got flow. I always keep flows for my bros, just keep them on their toes. No one knows how I do these shows. I'm the big hot tizzle for shizzle dizzle, everything I do it for my bros. I could be an MP, MC. It don't matter to me. I can be whatever you want me to be. Drop a beat. I'm going to be sweet, incomplete. Y'all know the tizzle stays sweet. Ladies, relax. It's just me on the mic. I know the one. You know the guy, the one that you like. You see Ty. You see Matt. You see my man Al Hero. We do it like this, and there ain't ever going to be no mistaking or faking. The bodies keep shaking. I get on the turntables, and everybody awake and keep the dance floor moving. I'm grooving. I'm in my grind. It's high tizzle, the hardest you'll ever find. You see another like me? Yo, he's a fake. I'm the real deal. The other ones just get caked. Bake them up, shake them up, wake them up. High tizzle, y'all know how I shake it up. It's me on the mic and I'm gone. You know what I gotta go on. Hey, yo, Ty, hit the beat. High tizzle gotta get it for the street. I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all heard about me. Next week is Out Here with my real OG. Y'all see the beard, kind of black, kind of white. No matter what we do, we gonna do it tight. My man Ty got this thing wrapped up. We do it like this. Don't get it jacked up. It's a tizzle, y'all. And I'm out. Yeah, just a little something off the top. It's all over the place, but I still, I do what I do.
That shit ain't copyrighted. I wrote that shit down. And the next time I'm out in a trailer park and I'm talking to some of these meth girls, I'm gonna be fucking dropping that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like we got a new intro to the show.
Scott, yeah, Becky said you got that right. That's the new intro. Just go ahead and play it every time we come up.
Every time.
Shizzle, my nizzle. Yes, sir. Hey, man, I thank y'all for listening to me ramble and rant. Hey, it is what it is. I hope you all come back, man. I want to see you all come back. If you have something that you want to bring to the show, bring it, man. We're here for you guys. This is all about us as a family doing what we want to do, how we want to do it. This is what this is, man. I'm just happy to be here, man. This is great.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I love you, brothers. Always.
Yeah. You know it. Hey, shouts out to everybody who came in. Hey, my sis Crystal, Marcia, Levy's in the place. I see Joshua Morris. I see Will's in here. Becky's in here. Hey, the wifey was in here. Don Massey for sure was in here. Old School Grunt is in here. My man Joe Cool. Everybody that was in here doing what you do, we love you, man. Y'all got to come back. This is the Triple Threat Vet Podcast, and we in here. Ashley, I see you. Ashley Peel for real. And we in Houston, Texas.
Ashley got some pretty
We're
eyes.
from Houston, but I mean, I think he just demonstrated he's colder than a polar bear's toenail. That's why he's wearing
Ashley looking all cute. Hey, looking all cute in his profile picture. Hey, your boy Ashley looking like, hey, he's on a hunt. He's on a prowl. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
He got the eyebrow light.
I'm gonna have to get Ashley on this show.
Ashley, you got them eyebrows done, bro. Don't lie. That shit ain't natural. That shit ain't natural, bro. You had them all lined up. Don't lie to us.
Big dog.
All
Big dog.
All right, Ty, here we go. Let's go ahead and give everybody what's coming up.
Pay them bills, baby.
There you go. So just like always, we're really thankful for our sponsors. Got Your Six Culture is one of our biggest sponsors. They're out there doing things for veterans and first responders. We've had a few questions last week on the show about how can people support us or how could people help us and what we're doing. What I would tell you from our show to yours, go check out gotyoursixculture.com. They've got shirts on there that are branded to help nonprofits that help veterans. 25% of the sales of those co-branded shirts go directly to those organizations to help veterans get mental health counseling, take them on trips to just get away and be around their brothers and sisters to get a good break from the things that bother them on a regular basis. So if you want to support, go support Got Your Six so we can support the charities that are out there that are important to help veterans and first responders. So
yes, sir.
Go check those out.
Yeah.
And then we got our main man, DJ Royalty. Scott, go ahead and take that one away and let everybody know what you're about.
Yes, this is the Royalty Entertainment. That's my thing here. So if you're ever looking for any kind of DJ entertainment, I want you to go ahead and look into www.godjroyalty.com. If you have anything from weddings to pool parties to private parties to hey, you wanted to get a strip pole out and put in the van and you need a DJ, I'm your man. Do what we do. You know what I'm saying? And that's who I am. You know, I'm gonna pop up and we're gonna have a good time. You know what I mean? So shouts out to that. Also, R&B Realty Group is that's me, my wife, along with Mama Valerie also is in the building, and Susie Romoser is also part of the group. So if you're looking to sell a house, buy a house, or rent a home, or any kind of real estate insight, there you go. R&B Realty Group is where you want to go. So hit us up.
Absolutely, no doubt. If you want to be on the show, like I said, we can put your logo right there. If you're a veteran-owned business, send me your logo. We'll throw some logos up there for you with some contact information. But like Matt said, as far as donations, I don't think we need them for the show, but we do want to support our veteran-owned businesses.
Absolutely.
So, hey, I want to thank everybody for the likes, subscribes, and follows that we got. It's been great the last couple of weeks. Getting to know everybody here. There's some stories that I've not heard. There's also some stories that I can't wait for Scott to tell.
Hey, Ty, I've been kidnapped before, man. Watch when I tell you about this one, man. I've been kidnapped before in real life. Yeah,
I believe that.
My goodness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Matt, I tell you what, when we were planning this, he was telling me a story about having me a damn tears. I mean, I'm not even going to say what it was about, Scott. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. But you know we
have some good conversations, man. So
absolutely.
We're going to have some. Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. So a part of what Got Your Six does every year, so you guys can see it on the screen, they do an annual golf tournament for 9/11. This is going to be their second annual. Actually, this year it's really fortunate. It's going to be on September 11th. You can see the flyer there. We're going to be at Willow Fork Country Club in Katy, Texas, September 11th. If you're a business that's looking to maybe sponsor, you want to donate, you want to help us help the Project Zero Alliance, which is a veteran nonprofit here in the Houston area that provides mental health counseling and adventure trips for veterans, shark fishing, overlanding. 100% of the proceeds from the tournament go to them. Last year, we were able to raise $12,000 for the organization. This year, We're trying to double that. So anybody out there that can help us out, we want to double it. We want to help them. We want to help continue their mission. So reach out to us at info@gotyoursixculture.com, and we'll be able to send you the information you need for the tournament.
Absolutely. Hey, throw that in the chat if you don't mind, Hero, but just put it on the Facebook one, if you don't mind. Can you do that?
The email.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then like I said last week, Man, I'm going to tell this story real quick, but hopefully I don't get emotional. So, as I told a couple weeks ago, I deployed a bunch of times, and I got out in 2017. When I got out, I had a rough transition, whether it be coming home and actually having to be with family every day.
Mhm.
You know, I was acting like I was still getting ready to deploy. So there's a certain way that you have to act when you're a civilian, and then ways that you don't. So my big thing is I love cutting up. I love being funny. So these guys, Drew Hernandez, Yusha Thomas, Matt Best, all them guys that had all those reels back in 2017, 2018. I watch these things incessantly, and the healing power of laughter is amazing.
Oh yeah.
It can help you in ways that you'll never know. And like I said last week, PTSD is an isolating bitch that just wants to separate you from everything in your life. So if you can go out and be with other people and enjoy a little bit of comedy, you'll be amazed what it can do for you. So Drew Hernandez is bringing his Friendly Fire comedy tour here on July 22nd at the American Legion Post 654. I'm going to be there. I think the rest of the podcast crew is going to be there as well.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to support that. We want to definitely max that out and get as many people there as possible to support Drew, and also to get people out so a bunch of veterans can meet each other. I think that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got any questions about that, hit me up on any of the social media. I'll let you know where to get the tickets and all that kind of stuff.
I'm coming in from Pensacola, Florida. So if anybody wants to ride share, go chip in on some gas money. As I come
I have some good pictures. I think he's going to sleep on my couch.
If you got a place to stay, bro. If you come in, you got a place to stay, man.
Yeah, and, I'm gonna stay with some single moms that need some little rent money paid. I got
He's going for third time's the charm on that split down, by the way.
Absolutely.
So one more thing to go over for everybody: Project Zero Alliance. Again, this is one of the nonprofits that we've worked with pretty closely. Ty and myself. I know that Scott knows a little bit about them from seeing them around, but they're one of the bigger supporters here in Houston that we help. They do so many trips for veterans. They do a lot to help them out. Everything is free of charge. They're truly, truly running off of the generosity of people that help them, which is why we do the golf tournament at 9/11 for them this year so that they can continue their mission. But here's a whole bunch of list of events they got coming up. They've got shark fishing. They've got some overlanding coming up where you can go out on the Jeep trails and go camping with them. All you got to do is go to their website, take a look at it. If you're a veteran or a first responder, that's their only requirement for them to have you come out and be with them and be out there and be a part of that healing that comes when you get around to people that are of like minds, that have been through the things that veterans have been through. So check them out, support them if you can. And if you want to get connected with them and you're just not able to, reach out to us, message us on the Facebook page, and we can definitely get you guys connected.
Mm-hmm. And let me clear something up real quick before you go to this next one, because I saw the slide. Yeah, we are the triple threat vets. There's 4 of us, but the triple threat is not us individually as the 3 people, right? The triple threat means that if anybody knows anything about sports, you have different options. You have the option to attack, you have the option to pass, or you have the option to drive into the hole, right? So that's what it is. So because we have this much military knowledge and experience and power, we're a triple threat in any kind of conversation that it is. So the triple threat is not us individually as 1 threat, 2 threat, and 3 threat. It's the ability for us to attack the situation, pass it on to someone who might have a better idea about it, or to go ahead and take it yourself and dribble it to the hole. Like you ask our hero about women, he's gonna take it straight. He don't have to pass that off.
I'm the water boy. Y'all need a clean towel? Need a sip of cold water? Coming off the bench? Yeah. I got you. You want me to foul somebody?
Yeah, triple threat is just it's a 3-way, it's a 3-way threat that we can handle any kind of situation. So just to clear up, when you see the triple threat vets, I know before when we were bringing our hero in, it just kind of seemed like that might have worked with the 3 people, but that's why we bought in 4, is because we like that power. It just gives us more power, right? So just to clear that up. So, hey, thanks, Marcia, for seeing. So we're not going to change the name. We are the triple threat vets, all 4 of us.
And I like 3 ways. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I never had one. I mean, I never had one, but I'm open. If anybody is interested, right? If anybody's interested, I'm open. I'm game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
open to new
Thanks,
ideas.
Marcia,
That's what I'm talking
thanks
about.
for the question, Mark. Appreciate you.
So, like I said last week, this book is coming out in September. I've got mine on, November. I've got mine pre-purchased. This guy's story is really amazing to me. Border Patrol, deployed with the Rangers a bunch of times, and I think two or three times, and then he's of course in the Mayans TV show. So I really appreciate that. And again, as always, get out and do some stuff. Don't just sit at home and sulk over what may have been, or what you went through. Because I'm telling you, as much as you went through, there's somebody else that's experienced some of that stuff too. If you get out and meet those veterans, you'll be amazed at the synergy you can create. So, yeah, thanks very much for that. Hey, we didn't get to hit this last week, so I want to hit it real quick. I've got some issues with this list, and I want to know, do any of y'all have issues with this list? Now, what the hell was Billboard thinking by not putting, maybe Goody Mob on here, a little bit of Naughty by Nature, Ghetto Boys? Why would you put G Unit on this list? I mean, if this is just sales, maybe.
Who made that list? Who made this list?
Billboard.
Hey, first of all, I think UGK and 3-6 should be closer to the top 5.
How is UGK at 20?
At 20.
Bro, not buying
And
it.
the Migos is at 11?
First of all, how did Mobb Deep? Tupac killed him. How did y'all even make the list? Did one of y'all have sickle cell or something? Did he get rid of y'all?
Now I got people. G Unit should not be on this list. Mobb Deep should not be on this list. And Migos should not be on this list.
Yeah, not even close. Now Fuji's Lauryn Hill to me is one of the all-time
No.
most underrated singers of all time.
Cypress Hill should not be on that list, bro.
No, not even close.
But Cypress Hill is definitely better than G Unit, Mobb Deep, or Migos.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah, their catalog, but
I think that list list needs to have some asterisks beside it, like Barry Bonds' home runs, because that is
rap groups.
So how do you figure out what this list is myself? I don't know. Somebody has done all crazy.
How do you not have Houdini on there? Or the Fat Boys?
How do you not have? I don't.
First the Fat Boys break up, and now this.
Where's 8 Ball and MJG? I mean, let's be honest. Where's 8 Ball and MJG? Now, Outkast, I love from my Atlanta crew, so I'm good with that. But UGK is definitely not behind G Unit, not even close. Not even Beastie Boys. I hate it. Y'all shouldn't even be on the list, bro.
But the Beastie Boys,
you got to think because they were at the beginning. I mean,
the Beastie Boys, man. Come on, man. The Beastie Boys should be on there.
And I'm sorry to say, Wu-Tang should be. I mean, out of
Wu-Tang should not be 2.
They should be number 1. There's no group in the world that. I mean, Wu-Tang. Come on, bro. Method Man's my favorite, most underrated. Come on. Outkast should be number 2.
We'll get to the best MC of all time. This as a group. I mean, Wu-Tang is for the children. I definitely think they're top 5, and I ain't got nothing wrong with them at number 2. But come on, there's no better. Nobody better than
Tribe Called Quest definitely should be on there.
Definitely
should be on there.
Hey,
no, the only reason why 69 Boys can't be on there because name me 3 songs from the 69 Boys.
How We Used to Chill in the Ville. That's the only one I remember. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm sorry. I think we got to scratch G Unit for sure.
Yeah, Mark. But you say Tupac, Biggie Smalls, and Busta Rhymes. Those are individuals. These are groups. We're talking about group. So that's a conversation piece for
those
sure.
Those are good singles.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
I couldn't believe we couldn't get to it last week, so I just wanted to mention that today.
I'm about to make Marcy mad. Nowadays, I hate to say it, I'm old school too, but Tupac, Biggie, and Busta, I don't know if they make the top 10, but I'm not sure if they're the top 3 anymore. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. There's some artists. There's some artists out there that are.
Hey, just go ahead and key that one up for a future episode there, Ty.
Yeah, we definitely got to get back to that.
I can pull up the poll question right now.
We got to get.
That's got to be something. Top 10.
And you got to be careful. Yeah, you got to do it because
there you go.
And hold on, Ty. How we do lyricists, content? What are we saying?
Because because that list can change based on how we're breaking that down.
I mean, you didn't have Scarface on that list. Scarface was just truth back in the day. Hey. Oh, top 5 is hard to do, bro. That top 5.
It is hard.
That top 5 is going. That's
everybody out there is going to help us. They're going to give their answers too, from this week to next week. Right. So we'll have a listener's top 5, then we'll have y'all's top 5, and I'll moderate it. How about that?
That'll work. Hey,
Marcy, I'm not disrespectful. I'm just simply saying that. And first of all, I'm high yellow. First of all, I'm super light, super high yellow. There's a difference, right? But I'm
Why
saying
not?
my God.
I don't know if they're top 10 nowadays. And I don't like new age mumble rappers, but I'm tell you what, there's some people out there that don't get no credit. There's some rappers out there that are doing like Scott said. Are we talking about how much they've made and what they've like? You really got to go into like lyrical content.
Yeah, you got to break it down.
You got to dig into what we're looking for.
We'll
go with your top 5 and who you think they are.
Right, because those top 5 could be individuals like what they mean to you, or are we lyricists? Because my list would change probably like 12 times depending on how we're doing it.
We should leave it literally at what is your top 5.
Gotcha.
No categories. No, don't try to put extra stuff to it. But if you had to give a top 5 for you, what would your top 5 be? Because that's what that's all about.
Hey, thanks, lady. She high yellow too. Hey, we family. Hey, no, Tupac's in my top, but I'm saying there's some lyricists out there nowadays and have been around for a while. I mean, y'all forgetting about my boy Scarface. You're forgetting about Jadakiss. There's some lyricists out there that are really nasty on the mic. So just saying, just food for thought.
Freeway.
Hey, bro, there's some guys out there and gals, bro. There's some Mia X, bro. Hey, Mia X, bro. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Andre 3000, bro. I am with you.
He's coming out with a new album very soon.
Shout out to the A, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Hope it don't ruin his career. You
know, it's crazy because me, Cliff, and Old School had this conversation while we were playing Call of Duty. Man, we had the same conversation, and that list got crazy because
it does, bro. I thought about this list driving back from my brother-in-law's house one day and was like, because I heard some old Jada on the radio. I was like, damn, I forgot about Jadakiss and how lyrically Method Man. Like, I mean, don't shoot me, but even like Lil Wayne, like I know he's probably got a ghostwriter, but I know he's high all the time and on drugs. But them drugs make him sound crazy on a mic. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to the interaction.
Next week, after we talk to Albert Hero and he introduces himself to everybody, you might want to get ready for a longer ride than we have normally.
Oh, yeah.
Next week might go about an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We're going to have this conversation.
Y'all better log on.
Everybody that's out there listening, come up with your top 5. Post it on this episode.
Post it on the episode.
We'll get it put together.
Yep.
We'll get a compilation of our listeners. We're going to go ahead and have DJ Royalty, Tycho, and Al Hero give their top 5, and I'll moderate it because y'all know I don't know shit about that.
I've got some very strong opinions.
Yeah, me too. Be ready for next week.
And I can't wait to hear them.
I'm going to open this show with a special shot just for my man, Matt Johnson. I'm opening up with the stuntman shot. So just be ready for what that is.
Camera's ready.
Hey, Byron Brown, what's up, my man? I see you in here. What's going on, big dog? Shouts out to my man, Brian.
Yeah, Q-Tip.
Byron.
Can't sleep on Q-Tip.
Yeah. But Q-Tip's not in the top 5. No, sir.
No.
No, I know Byron Brown. Man, Byron Brown works out. When you said Byron Brown,
Joshua Morris knows you well.
What's up, Byron?
Yeah, you can't.
Joshua Morris knows you well. You were in the Navy and you like boys. But you got to remind him you weren't on submarines.
Hey, Renee said, way to be honest, Matt.
Matt's like, Gorth Brooks. Conway Twitty.
Backstreet Boys are back.
Oh, I love me some Backstreet.
One Direction.
Hey, Backstreet's my shit. To this day, I still be. When I was in high school, Josh Moore said it. When I was in high school, I used to be in love with some AJ, bro. And I was John B.
You thought you were AJ.
I thought I was John B. And I thought I was AJ from the back in the day, bro.
My favorite group of all time is O-Town. Y'all don't know?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Right, that's messed up. I don't like how y'all offended me.
It's our time. And I'm glad y'all came out. But Triple Threat Vets has to go. Until next week, y'all tune in because we're going to be dealing with the man, the myth, the legend, my man, Al Hero in the building. You know what I mean? You heard from my man, Ty. You heard from my man, Matt. You heard from the one and only DJ Royalty. But Al Hero is going to be in the building, spotlighting for next week's show. So you guys make sure you come in, get your top 5 ready, be ready to get in the groove. We're going to do this thing. We're going to keep it hot. If you're not with us next week, then you're in the wrong place. Y'all come back to see the Triple Threat Vets. And that's how we're going to do it.